Okay. Oh.
Hey guys. Welcome back.
Oh my god.
To the second episode of Mama's Couch, our podcast.
I'm sorry.
Everything's going wrong. We left the lights on, so it's like brighter than I'm used to it being. We're our new tradition for the podcast is that each episode we have to drink something. And today we're drinking pear LaCroix.
This is
Peach pear LaCroix.
This damn sure ain't a sponsorship video. This is fucking disgusting.
I mean, the what of it I can taste of pear I like, but what I don't like about sparkling water is the sparkling water aspect of it.
Oh man.
Like this is just soda. I'd like it.
No. Like it reminds me, like every time I go to Jesse's house. This is not an offense to Jesse's fans, but like all they have is fucking sparkling water in the basement.
Like it smells really good.
Yeah, it smells.
That makes the taste more disappointing.
Yeah, but even though, but like I go to her house and like that's like all they have downstairs. Like, damn, you ain't got no Sprite or nothing. But like,
really, I think Sprite is a prerequisite. You have to have Sprite in the house.
Yeah,
at least one can of Sprite.
Yeah, like
that's just me. Maybe it's a Midwest thing. But anyway, this is Mama's Couch, the official podcast of the CH3 Gaming Network. And it's called Mama's Couch because all our gaming journeys usually start there on our mom's couch, and it's divided up into 3 sections. One section is talking about gaming news, the other is about gaming opinions and what's going on with the channel, and the third is what we started off with, kinda. This is our own personal BS. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, we're gonna spend the rest of this drinking.
I'm really happy. At least like
we have something.
Like, yeah, something because like last time we were tired.
Oh God.
Okay.
It's an interesting experience.
No, it literally. I mean, like
the smell is really fantastic.
Yeah. Like, I love the smell. Like, and like, I guess it tastes like pears, but like
something.
That's not. This is
anyway as riveting.
Yeah,
as an intro as this all is.
Well, please get started.
We are a gaming channel, so we'll start off with our gaming news, and this one's very late on our part, but it fits with our first podcast. The game Judgment.
Oh man.
Which we talked about. Let me move my mic. Who knows if I'm picking up or not. The game Judgment from the development team behind the famous Yakuza series.
Just a little bit of crack.
Little bit of cocaine. Well, let's get it right. Let's not put disrespect on our man's name. Pierre Taki, the actor that played one of the antagonists in the game, as Dante alluded to, was caught with cocaine in his system. And in Japan, that is a very huge deal. So he's being scrubbed from all his work. And they stopped selling the game in Japan for a good amount of time. Actually, I think it's still not being sold at the moment. I'm not sure. But State of America came out and said it will not affect the Western release date, although he will be taken out of the game. So I guess they're gonna patch him out.
So I guess they're gonna. Is he like He's the main guy in the game, right?
No, he's not. He's not the lead character. He's one of the crime bosses. So he's not like the main bad guy, but he's kind of like. He's like the kingpin.
Oh, so like.
He's in a lot of the material.
It can be without him though, right? If they're gonna.
Yeah, like it'd be easier replacing him than replacing like the main guy.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, so that game will be arriving. It'll be arriving in June. I'm going to pre-order it so that we did it 4 days early, so we can record some nice little gameplay footage on the channel.
For you
Day one for all our 33 subscribers.
Day one-ish. Oh yeah.
Also, welcome to our new subscribers from the Makoto video.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like all the good ones or the bad ones, because like it's little it's divided in the comment section
a little bit. We'll talk more about that later. The taste is starting to grow on me a little bit, Dante. The more I'm drinking it.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
I'm not saying I'm enjoying it. I'm saying it's growing on me, but it's only you gotta take small sips. You can't be like.
That is exactly what I've been doing. I've been trying to.
And just do little.
Oh God. Yep.
Anyway, next gaming news. This one is topical. Assuming we did this out quick enough. And it's very near and dear to our hearts and to the future of the channel. Borderlands 3 was announced. Did you watch the trailer?
I watched like a little bit of it, but
awesome trailer.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
For a little second, you see a familiar face with a new mustache, our boy Reese from Tales from the Borderlands series, famously brought to life by Troy Baker, one of the most visible working voice actors out there.
He's literally everybody.
And I say this because he was asked at a Q&A, about his excitement for the game. And he said he was very excited. It was a dope trailer. But that was not him voicing Reese.
What?
Yes. Apparently, now I only know his side of the story. Dearbots, the people behind Borderlands 3, has not come out, said anything. But I personally find Troy as a reputable source based on his past and how he conducts himself. According to him, long time ago, in the undisclosed amount of time, there were conversations about potentially bringing in Tales from the Borderlands series from Telltale into the main series, and if Troy would be interested, and he said, of course.
Yeah.
Apparently, as soon as it came time for the actual game, they never contacted him about it, period. They didn't ask him if he wanted to be in it. They just recasted him. And he made it clear that while he's excited for the game, he made it very clear that he is not okay with Gearbox doing this, and that he believes that if you bring in characters from a different series and bring it into a mainline series, you should bring the characters.
Yeah.
The voices who did the characters, because that's important to him personally as a fan. Mm-hmm. And he thinks other people feel the same way, and I for one agree. Because who else are you gonna have play that after Troy Baker plays it?
Yeah, I would think that everybody liked them in the Tales of the Borderlands.
Yeah, LaCroix.
Tales of the Borderlands.
If you ever see us go, oh fuck, it says we're reattempting LaCroix. But yeah, like people love them. People think that's one of his best ones.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite story in the Borderlands series. We are going to play Borderlands 2 on the channel. We'll talk more about that when we talk about the actual channel makeup. But yeah, I mean, it's. I agree that it's a dangerous precedent because voice actors already don't get the respect they deserve.
Yeah. And
game companies are already kind of shitty with how they pay people and how they schedule people and all that. Yeah. So, I think it's weird because this is the second time this happened to Troy in the past year. He played a character named Yuri in the Tales of Vesperia. Is it Vesperia? Don't light me up in the comments if it was one of the Tales game. I think it was Vesperia where he played it. He was the main character. It was one of his kind of first breakout roles. So it was being ported to PS4 with the original stuff with him voicing him with new additional content that wasn't previously voiced before, not voiced by him.
Oh wow!
And again, they didn't even ask him if he wanted to do it, and he was like, "Wow, I didn't know this was happening. I would have loved to do it." So it's like people are either assuming he's too busy or he's too big for it,
or maybe they just like that they keep forgetting to ask because that's what it sounds like it's happened.
Or they just want, or it's funny to go into this next point. The way I heard this was my mom texting me like, "Hey, did your Troy Baker's not to be in Borderlands 3?" I'm like, "Mom, you know what Borderlands 3 is?"
Where is this been?
Right. That's how I heard about it, which is hilarious to me. But it kind of, there could be like, or to go for someone cheaper. Wouldn't surprise me in the latest.
I mean, I guess he would be kind of expensive.
At this point, yeah. He's one of the most visible.
He's well known and everybody respects him. So, yeah, you would think he would be worth a lot more. But, like, if he's open to do it,
right.
I would bargain with him.
Ask him.
Yeah, I would bargain with him.
Don't assume one way or another. Or don't be like, Or they could be thinking that, like, Gearbox did work on that game, but that wasn't, quote unquote, their game. So maybe saying, like, oh, we have the right to do whatever. Now, this is all speculation. Gearbox is not, at the time of recording this, Gearbox has not come out and responded to this. Cowards. But they're facing enough problems as it is right now. Because, the whole Epic Store thing, which I don't know if you've been keeping up with. It doesn't really concern us as we're console gamers. It's more into PC gaming.
Not our bread and butter.
It's not our bread and butter. But just know that Gearbox has been some controversy.
Oh, wow.
In the wings.
I mean, like, if I was him and they didn't ask me, then like it's whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure he can find work elsewhere.
Oh, he's not worried. That's not the concern on his mind.
I was worried that like, he was really upset. Like, oh man, I wanted to do this, but like
that's why he likes the character.
Yeah, he likes it. So like, yeah, I wouldn't like get too upset because like I'm fucking Troy Baker. Like, the money's gonna come.
Yeah, he's already working on Death Stranding. He's already working or done with Death Stranding apparently, and there's already Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure 12 other big ass games he's gonna be in. Like he was in God of War, and I didn't even know that because I never.
Who was he?
Neither one of us got that far. him and Nolan North play a couple of big Brutus brothers that you fight.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We'll get to that part eventually. Just now, it feels like that's gonna be a next gen redemption game at some point
because none of us would be it.
Yeah, whoever plays it, I don't know. It's a toss up at this point. But
we could literally just like do fucking rock paper scissors because
it's a good ass game. But for some
I
reason,
enjoyed the game.
For some reason, you and I, neither of us had the patience to just. There's a lot coming out.
Fucking Spider-Man was coming
out. Spider-Man came out. Yeah, let's be real. There a lot coming out. It was Spider-Man. Like even though we had months before Spider-Man came out.
Yeah.
Like we needed like 4 months just to kind of like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I pre-ordered that shit fucking early, and I remember like I texted you about it. It was a countdown for how long we had. We had like 15 minutes. I sent it to you like, dude, it's almost time.
It's almost time.
That's the thing about God of War. Like, it wasn't a bad game. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, no one's saying it's a bad game.
No, it's not. I think it won. Didn't it win like an award?
It won Game of the Year.
It
beat Red Dead.
That's what. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I mean, Jesse's dad was pissed because.
I mean, it won like all the other awards.
Her dad loved Red Dead.
It won 9 out of 10.
I know it did. Oh man.
Also, update on the LaCroix. 2 updates on the LaCroix. I feel like this would be doing with Sprite. Which makes me sad that we don't have Sprite. And number 2, apparently has 0 fat, 0 calories, 0 sodium, 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and 0 proteins. What the fuck does it have? Ingredients: carbonated water and natural flavor. No wonder we're not tasting anything.
La Corona.
La Corona.
A natural peach pear. Flavored by sparkling water.
Anyway, so yeah, Borderlands 3. I'm still excited. I'm still gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
A little disappointed. Hopefully, I don't know. It's a little disappointing. I mean, I feel bad whoever just to voice him, because now he's gonna be like, you know.
Who would you like if you could? Have
I mean,
if Troy's out, like
if Troy's not, I mean, I kind of hate saying it because he's his own guy,
mm-hmm.
but Matt Mercer, like he's usually the guy that's kind of like
he's the backup, maybe.
No, but it's like if it's like if we can't,
if Troy's not,
you either do one of the two, right? Yeah. Like, there are people who have the same type of voices. Like, Yuri Lowenthal said that he doesn't get to see James Arnold Taylor a lot because they have the same type of voices. Because that's like Naruto and fucking Ratchet, you know? So it's like, you know, or Sasuke from Naruto and Ratchet, you know? Or Spider-Man and Ratchet. That's more comparable. You know what I mean? So yeah, that'd be cool, but I don't think Matt would take it at this point. Because it'd be weird. Because, you know, voice actors don't like taking other people's jobs unless they're not available to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And fact of like...
with how tight they are, you know?
Yeah, basically, he's not. It's not that he's not available. Like, they just didn't talk to him about it.
Exactly.
They just didn't ask him.
Oh God, yeah. I'm really hating the LaCroix now. Yeah,
I'm about to say. Yeah.
So hopefully, yeah, that'll be something to look forward to. This news is half late and half topical. Sony, probably in anticipation of the next generation and the PlayStation 5, whatever that will be, has announced a change to their refund policy. Sorry, I whacked my mic. Sorry. You know, Dante, I need to look up the refund policy. That's my bad.
Got it.
And you know, people react as they do, especially to Sony. It's still kind of old, but it's kind of better than it was, and it's still better than, like, say, Nintendo. But there are parts of it that are kind of not.
It's still a little
feasible, but it's like, you know, I mean, return policies are always like that.
Yeah. I've also heard about like all the issues with it, how like people are really fucking upset about it. Like,
yeah, people are upset about everything. But
yeah,
I mean, there are reasons.
But this is
okay.
Fuck. Okay.
We gotta stop with LaCroix.
I'm gonna put mine down but I'm gonna put it down like really far away, so like I don't.
So you don't touch it.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
So they updated it quietly.
Quietly.
So I'm looking at an article from slashgear.com by Eric Bent. And he said, the good news is that full digital games, DLC, themes, avatars, and season passes all come with a 14-day return policy. But it's not quite as good as it sounds, because you have a return policy on those, but that return policy goes out the window if you have downloaded any of those. So you can purchase it, but if you use it, it's yours.
Oh, wow.
Which is like the main thing that people have.
Yeah, like that doesn't really.
They did change for pre-order content. If you made the pre-order 14 days before release date, you can request a refund at any time. Even if that 2-week period stretches past release day. And that the 14-day return period also applies to PS Plus, PS Now, and even Spotify Premium, because you can do it through Sony Music.
Yeah.
But that's really the main thing, is that so basically what they did was that they upped the range of when you can return something. But like I said, it goes out the window as soon as you download it. Wow. So basically what they're protecting against is either impulse buys, changing your mind, or like I clicked the wrong thing, which I've done before.
Oh, I mean, like,
but that still leaves a lot of room of the, you know, you can't actually use the damn thing, which is, you know. But that's for digital, I guess. I mean, that's the thing. Well, actually, I'm kind of arguing this myself. I kind of ruined my own point. Because Sony isn't in charge of the physical releases. So they only would be dealing with digital. So people aren't like, I'm mad. People aren't like that.
People just like, oh.
But it's like,
you might as well not
still better than Nintendo. Like, Nintendo doesn't really give you that.
Yeah.
But this was more topical. Apparently today you can change your online ID.
Well, I like my ID, so it's not going anywhere.
Well, you were one of the few that actually chose a pretty good nickname 5 years ago when we chose it and got locked into them. Because unlike me and Chris and probably
Like
not Taylor, because his is more recent.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't his like? I forgot what.
I think Taylor's is Taylor Ross.
Taylor's is his name.
Yeah, Taylor's his name.
Yeah.
Mine's like cool word I thought was cool when I was a kid, and
looking back on
numbers.
Oh yeah.
Now I probably will change it. So that's good.
No, I mean like it shows that like it's like, oh yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying, but like I can help, but like it's not gonna be that much help.
I can help you, but I can't give you everything.
I mean, like I can help you like with like half of that, but the rest you got to figure out yourself.
So like the government.
So like the fucking band.
Like Fatses, yeah. Fatses, Tatses. Fatses, yeah. The big fats problem of 2019. Moving on, I'm gonna move around the next topic to the end of the gaming news. So this is the biggest one, even though it's kind of old at this point. This one's old, but obviously this channel is kind of a Persona channel, I guess, in some ways.
That's where everybody came from.
Yeah. So I'd be remiss to not talk about Persona R and Persona S.
Oh boy.
Well, we know Persona R is now Persona the Royal.
Mm-hmm.
The Royal. I think that's weird to call Persona Royal, but whatever.
That's what we did in the video.
Well, it's called the Royal. That's why I called it that. But I think Persona Royal sounds better. Anyway, probably enhanced edition, extra content. There's a new character, probably new cast member. People wanted it to be a new protagonist, but it'd be weird. It'd be kind of weird for that to be the new protagonist based on what the trailer said. But who knows? I'm just looking forward to new content with characters that are already there. I hope the new characters, because they have a habit of adding a new character and having that new character kind of take up most of the attention. Kind of at the expense of the characters that are already there, and they're kind of like we're seeing what's happening, as opposed to in the base game they are what's happening. So obviously new moments, because there's like, well, you don't know because we haven't got to that part yet, but at the end of the game they skip like 3 months.
Oh really?
Yeah, after everything happens, blah blah blah, minor spoilers, whatever. You get 3 months before you have to go home, because that's how Persona works. Every Persona ends with starts with you going to a new place. You're the new kid, and then at the end you have to go. You have to go. You make all the friends, and you don't really want to go home, but you have to go home. Oh. And tears and emotional music at the end. But so at the end of that, they said more information coming April 25th. And that has led to a bunch of memes, which I didn't realize was a meme again, but I love that it is. It's CJ from San Andreas going, "Oh shit, here we go again." I don't know when that meme came back, but I'm glad that it's back.
Fucking love that meme.
It's just like when I wasn't paying attention, it was a thing again, and I love it. Here we go again. As I saw one, I'll show you later. It's like him doing, "Oh shit, here we go again," and it's him entering the Velvet Room. But at the same, right after that little teaser, a new website domain popped up. With a similar timer for the April 25th called Persona 5S. Oh. And there have been rumors since basically the beginning of time that Persona 5 would be coming to the Switch.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So this will be, the smart money is that this is Persona 5 the Royal, but for the Switch. Oh. Which is that game's not very hard to port at all. Like, you don't have to downgrade much, if at anything. You know what I mean? It's not like when you're porting Mortal Kombat 11, which is crazy to me that that's going to be on the Switch. Or Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Which apparently Doom and the few people who's done hands-on Mortal Kombat, it works very well on the Switch. But I digress. There's also rumors that there are more projects, in addition to those two, coming around. Like, the anime just ended, so maybe there's a dub coming. I know there's an OVA coming.
I would watch the dub if.
Yeah, I watched some of the sub, but I would watch every episode if it was a dub. Because here's the thing: the anime is not great.
I heard,
but it's not bad either.
I heard that
it's disappointing.
It was mediocre to what.
Well, because it's like a rushed version of the game.
Yeah,
it didn't really. Because what I love about the anime for Persona 4, even though that one is a little rushed too, it adds a lot of goofy shit. Like, you just get a lot of nice fan service moments that are funny. Like, when we play Persona 4 the game, which we will, because we like playing long-ass RPGs, apparently.
We like wasting our time.
And we can now, because we have PlayStation 3 compatibilities. I'll probably show you some clips in the anime, too. Because it's a nice little extension. But who knows, maybe when you add the dub actors, something will change in translation. Probably not too much, but here's hoping. With the inclusion of other quote-unquote projects, as vague as that is, another game that's been rumored since the day the game came out was Persona 5 Arena, which is a fighting game.
That's what I thought it was.
Which was because they did it for Persona 4, made by the people who did Fighters, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, which would be dope. And I'm letting you know right now, that would be the one game I'm gonna beat every motherfucker in this game. Like that'll be the one game you'll see me play online on the channel. You know what I mean?
The one game
I will pay for Nintendo Switch Online if that ends up on
the most confidence in that game.
Like you'll see me train for that bitch. So yeah, that's that. In other Persona news, this one at the time of recording is a week or two old, probably a week old. Apparently Best Buy leaked how Joker would look in Smash. And then, like, the next day, they took it down.
Oh, so like, it was by accident they didn't mean to do that?
Well, apparently. I'm gonna bring it up right now. See if I can show you.
You can show me what it looks like.
People are freaking out, of course. Here we go. I think...
Are you going to put it on the screen, or are you just
going to... I might.
Yeah.
It'll be more work.
Everybody wants to know.
But everyone probably knows already.
Oh, that...
Not bad. He has a weird doofy smile on his face, but that's kind of on brand, I guess, especially for our version of the character.
Yeah, like... And I'm about to say, he's going to be with
different art
with everybody else. So they got to change his art style around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought of that, too. Like, to like, in the game, like, he's not going to look like how he does
That was the first question when everyone...
Yeah, he's not going to look like
when the trailer dropped in the Game Awards, everyone's like, well, how's he going to look like?
Yeah.
So that was up for, like, a day. Got taken down.
They said, fuck it.
Also, this one's... Now... In the last... Not the last, but the second to last... Or third to last Nintendo Direct, I don't remember at this point. We have a new one coming up for Nintendo Direct. It stated very briefly and offhand that Joker would be coming towards the end of April. And on the website, it would say approaching in April. Recently, that changed to approaching soon, so people are a little worried that he may have gone delayed.
Is there like a reason why?
Who knows? I mean, it's probably... I mean, I trust Sakurai. He's trying to make everything balanced, you know. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, like he wants to make sure it's...
I mean, what, they have like 5 fighters in the DLC pack?
Yeah.
So he's already got to look forward to the next... I'm pretty sure he knows all the characters he wants at this point. Because I think that's what Reggie said. That Sakurai already has like a handful. Like he wasn't going to put it up to voting like in Smash 4. No. So, yeah, I mean, it's just internet speculation, you know, like people, this thing. You know, it's like whenever a wrestler takes WWE out of their social media.
He's leaving!
Some do, some don't, you know. Same basic deal. So we'll have to wait and see if that actually does, if Joker gets delayed. Even though, I mean, it's like a soft delay because it's like they never said this date. They said approaching towards the end of April. So if it's like the beginning of May, oh well. It's like still technically towards the end of April.
Just like a few weeks. So like,
I mean, he's approaching.
Unless, like at the end of the day, you're still gonna get Joker.
Right. And I haven't touched Smash in like a month. But as soon as he drops, start taking dubs again. All right, next up, this one's kind of short. Another kind of thing that'll probably be old. Final Fantasy 15 released its final DLC pack. So the game is officially done. It's finally done. There was supposed to be like 3 more DLCs, so even then it's kind of left unfinished. But apparently people really liked it. It was episode Arden, based on a character in the game who's he's important to the plot. That's what I'll say to avoid spoilers. Because then that might be another game we played because we like long-ass games. Even though that was not too long.
We still enjoy playing games like that, though.
Yeah, I changed the official tagline of CS3. Where it says we play long-ass RPGs.
Oh, fuck, I haven't looked at it.
Yeah. So that game that was supposed to come out back in 2006 took over, or even earlier or later than that. It was announced in 2006. It was supposed to come out 4 years, and, you know, took over a decade to come out. And then they kept releasing shit afterwards, after launch. So it is officially done now. That'll be the end of Final Fantasy 15. And looking forward is the remake of Final Fantasy 7. And then after that, Kingdom Hearts 3 point whatever. And then
whole lot of backstory that nobody asked
Final
for.
Fantasy 16.
Yeah. That's always been Kingdom Hearts' problem.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, I think we only have one more piece of gaming news right now. And this one is something you don't know too much about, right, Dante?
I don't think so.
But you know about the game Anthem, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the commercials.
Yeah.
It was from the who we thought were good folks at BioWare and the folks that we did not think were good, EA. Famous for Mass Effect and Dragon Age. And Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Star Wars The Old Republic, all that. Coder. And this game is kind of broken. And it's been well documented. all over the internet. I'm not breaking any news here. For a
reporting.
while, it was bricking PS4s, which turned me off from buying it. I'll tell you that much.
I think you told me that too.
Because I was gonna buy it. I was gonna try it out. It was because here's the thing, it's a live service game. They're usually shit the first year.
Oh yeah.
So I was like,
you would think about after like a first drop. Like,
I was like, maybe in a year it'll be some way decent,
well, servers
and
would
then
be
maybe
shit.
in 2 years it'll be good.
The servers would be shit.
I didn't think it'd be this bad. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think it'd be this bad. It had a very long and troubled development, and the article I'm going to use is by Jason Schreier over at Kotaku, one of the biggest names, if not the biggest names in video game journalism for good and for bad. Not getting into that. He did an expose on what went wrong with the production of Anthem, and you can trace this back very long time. So BioWare, at one point, was my favorite video game company. At one point, the Mass Effect trilogy was my favorite video game trilogy of all time.
Yeah, you talked about it. Like,
I talked about it a lot. I spent like a whole summer playing it. That was another summer you didn't see me a lot.
Yeah.
I was playing that.
I remember.
And then I dug Dragon Age. I didn't really play much. I didn't get to play the first two, but I did get to play Dragon Age Inquisition, which is critically acclaimed. Moved a lot of units for a BioWare game. I was playing it the other day. It's fun. I like it. It's really good. There are parts that don't age too well. The worst thing that ever happened to BioWare, apparently, was that game doing well. Because you remember the crunch with Red Dead 2?
Yeah.
And all the controversy of that?
Yeah.
BioWare is worse. Apparently, it was so bad with that one. It was so rushed that the people who were working on it were hoping, praying it would do bad.
Oh, wow.
So that BioWare would have to look and say, the way we're doing it is not doing well. Because apparently all their games have this problem where they're like mismanaged and there's shit going wrong. But they believe in this thing called BioWare magic because of how good Mass Effect and Dragon Age was.
Well,
that it was like, we're BioWare, we'll make it happen. And it worked. But then Mass Effect Andromeda came out, which is a game I personally liked. It's a little disappointing in some aspects. I liked it personally. Did not do very well for them. Did not make the money they wanted. Got okay reviews. People were roasting it because of the facial expressions. I don't know if you remember that. But it basically put the series on ice for a while. They were then supposed to work on Dragon Age 4, which apparently they had a very good concept. Everyone was liking it. But then they had to move those guys over to the other game they were working on, which was codenamed Dylan, as in Bob Dylan, because they were hoping this game would change the history of gaming. That game would become Anthem. So I'm not gonna talk about the full story because Jason Schreier wrote a very good, very long article. Yon Yeah over on YouTube, who I go to for a lot of my gaming news, he covered a video. He went very in depth on it, talking about the Kotaku article. But I'm just gonna talk about it with you because I know you didn't read or watch the video, so I'll give you the bullet points. So basically, do you remember the trailer? Did you watch the trailer for Anthem at E3 a couple years ago?
I believe I did, yeah.
Because I remember me and Chris were talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, when that trailer came out, I need to look at the article so I know the dates. So before I say that, long story short, the game was being made for like 5+ years or something. The game was, the game that came out, they only worked on it for like the last 16 months.
Oh, wow.
So those first like 4 and whatever years were them like bullet pointing and trying to figure out what they're doing, because the problem is that they're mismanaged. Because the leadership was shaky, and the article talks about this, how they have a lot of moving pieces, people leaving BioWare because of stress, because of crunch,
and anxiety, really.
Because they're forced to use the Frostbite engine, because EA has a rule that everyone under all their studios under them have to use the Frostbite engine because that's what they use for Battlefield. But the problem is that not every team knows how to use it.
Yeah.
So like, it's like people who worked on it say that it's like trying to work against you. Like something that should take like a second takes like an hour.
Yeah, well that's...
So
yeah, that didn't really help
that's
them.
what it gave him problems on Dragon Age Inquisition. It's one of the reasons Mass Effect Andromeda was such a rough time and didn't work out well. It was even worse on Anthem. So but then it didn't help that EA was like, okay, we have FIFA coming out. We need people who know how to use a Frostbite engine to come and work on this. So they took the only people who knew how to use the damn thing off of Anthem to work on FIFA. It's the most EA thing I've ever heard.
What the fuck did they expect?
It's EA.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about that. So yeah, like basically the game was worked on for that long. And then when that trailer came up, that was not the game. They edited and split that shit together to show their boss, who loved it, so they could show it at E3. But the people who worked on the game didn't even know what the game was supposed to be until they saw that trailer. They didn't even know if they could do the things that the trailer showed. So there's that. And the game wasn't even supposed to be called Anthem. It was supposed to be called Beyond. But they couldn't secure the rights to that because it's such a basic name. So the last second, we'll just call it Anthem and we'll explain the story.
Anthem.
Yeah. And then like they had talking about the leadership. So Casey Hudson was a guy who was in charge of Mass Effect, and he left BioWare in 2014. So they were left without a leader. So they brought this other guy. I can't remember his name. I have the article right here, but I don't want to scroll through it. They brought him over from Dragon Age, and they basically told him, dude, just made it a science fantasy game. So he got together the story. He was digging it, but the people who already worked on Anthem were trying to it's like Dragon Age in space, and it was like resentment because they're like, we want to do something different. We want to do something that hasn't been done before, not regardless of whether it's the right thing to do or the good thing to do. And thinking about BioWare, there's like 3 different BioWare teams now. There's one in Edmonton, which is the one that did Mass Effect. There's one in Austin who does the online games. The one in Edmonton kind of acts like they're the A team because we're the successful ones. So they would not listen to the other team, even though they're the only ones who know how to make an online game, which is what Anthem is supposed to be.
It's like a lot of hatred going on in that place.
It's toxic.
Yeah.
And the thing is, after Schreier did the article, he said a lot of people reached out to him and said, just take BioWare out and put my studio in there, and the same thing happens. So there's a lot of that going around. So it's just a whole, long story short, a shit show, and it got to the point where they find out leadership for the past couple months, and the dude who's in charge, Mark Dara, who's a producer for Dragon Age, was like, just finish what you started. Because they didn't even have a goal for like 5 years. They put flying in, they took flying out. They changed the way the world was designed. It was supposed to be like a survival game. And like the biggest thing that I think screwed them over was that the BioWare leaders did not want anyone to say the word Destiny. But the thing is, they're trying to be Destiny. But they don't want to acknowledge Destiny in any way, when Destiny, for all its flaws and all its problems, is the best version of what they're trying to do.
Yeah, that was like a pretty good game too. I mean,
as many problems as it has, it's got the bit of community. It's still going, but they didn't want to learn from its mistakes. So it's just like crazy thing. And then this story bleeds into Dragon Age 4, which is supposed to be this one game, but then got canceled because, blah, blah, blah. And now it's supposed to be a live service game because that's what EA wants all their games to be. They want all their games to be games people can pay $60 for and then pay shitloads of more money for loot boxes and what have you. So they can keep coming back to it.
Trying to fuck everybody over.
Yeah, so that's the happy moral of that story.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. But I'm rooting for Anthem. I hope in a year it's good. And it still could be if they don't just drop it. Because they dropped Andromeda because it was supposed to be DLC. But they dropped it. So hopefully they keep working on Anthem. Apparently Dragon Age 4 is supposed to be Anthem, but with dragons. So
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And I picked up the LaCroix again.
Well, you can play it all you want because
I'm still worried to break my PS4, even though apparently they fixed that aspect of it. Okay, so that concludes our gaming news. Oh, what looking forward to the next game coming out. Next big game, Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh yeah, I think we talked about that too.
We talked about it in the last podcast. Maybe it'll be on the channel, maybe not. I don't know. But that's the next big game coming out. Days Gone is supposed to come out at some point.
Oh yeah, fucking Days Gone.
Those are the biggest things on the horizon. I don't think there's. I'm not.
As of right now,
then Nintendo is just waiting for Joker and then seeing who's going to be the next DLC character. Probably. But that concludes the first third of Mama's Couch. Now we're to talk about us. Talk about the channel.
That's what I like to talk about.
Damn it, we always forget to mute the phone.
It's all right.
Yeah, cover your ears. Cover your ears.
Everybody
cover the mic. Oh well. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. So we're going to talk about CS3, the channel.
What are we talking about?
Do you want to talk about the Makoto video? Do you want to start off with that? Because all I have written down is the Makoto video and CH3's makeup in future. That's all I got written down for that. How are we doing on time?
We got.
Just show me.
No, pretty good.
Okay, well, so we'll these next two parts will be a little brief.
Look, no. About the Makoto video, like, I'm really happy that like it did like as well as it did. I remember like remember like a couple days after you dropped it, I was like, oh dude, this video is gonna be fucking big. I texted you saying like, dude, you did like a really good job on this video, and I'm really proud. Like, dude, nice. But then I said like, you better watch out because like it's gonna be some
more
people,
eyes on you now.
It's gonna be more people who have different opinions.
Yeah, we're used to 20 people watching, and if that many people, usually it's only people who want to watch it.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm proud of the video. But on one hand, I am proud. On one hand, I'm not. Because I looked at the analytics, and 80% of our viewership came from the YouTube ad I paid for. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like, did I really, like, you know what I mean? That kind of makes it feel like...
It wasn't earned.
Right. It was like pay to win almost. Mm-hmm. I mean, we got, YouTube's broken, so we don't
you got to do it somehow. I told you that too, like, you have to do it somehow.
But it's like, I want to do the quest log somewhat frequently, but I can't pay $130 every week for something like this. You know what I mean? Or even more than that, probably. So that's my thing about it, and also my thing is I'm not 100% sure what I want the quest log to be yet.
Yeah. Because
it's like I haven't found a way to make it completely mine yet. You know what I mean? Because as much as I love my Makoto video, I put it on the Facebook channel. God,
you're very popular, man.
Somebody keeps
calling.
I don't know. We apologize for the phone ring. We're very unprofessional. But it's like there are videos like my video up there already. You know what I mean? So I kind of have an idea of where to take it. That kind of excites me. So we'll see where that takes me. But that's why I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm proud of it. But it's like, I appreciate the 8 subs we did get from it, but we still only have like 33. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As opposed to a video that had 2,000 views and 500 likes on Facebook. So we're not there yet. Obviously.
Appreciate it though.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's year one,
Oh yeah, we're not trying to be like, we should have this many subs by now.
Right.
No,
we're gonna quit.
Everything we've ever done, like this is just
first and foremost, because it's fun for us.
Yeah, this is just like a hobby for us right now.
It's a way for us to hang out, really, because we're getting busy when we're old.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if it's like 5 years from now and we have like 35 subscribers, maybe we should think about hanging it up, But until then, we're just having fun with it. Yeah. But talking a little bit. I don't know if anyone's made it this far, but about CS3 the channel. So I refuse to put a date on frequency on the quest log and the podcast because we do the podcast maybe like once a month. And the quest log, I still don't know what I want it to be yet, so I'm not in a position to make it like, we're gonna do it weekly, we're gonna do it this day every day yet. Mm-hmm. I thought that I was, at the Makoto, doing this, but then I'm looking back, I feel like I would run out of things to say.
Yeah.
So I need to go back to the drawing board for that. Mm-hmm. But with the Let's Play side of the channel, which I hope more people watch, that was kind of sad because I put up 2 videos the other day. It was DMC, Devil May Cry, and Trash both got 1 view. Wow. It was the worst we've ever done. But I appreciate it. One person watched it as opposed to nobody watching it, so that's something. But just what we have on the docket. Persona 5 is holding on to that spot of the long-ass game, and it's hard to hold on to that for a long time. Trash, at the time of recording, is 1 video away from being done. So that will be replaced by Borderlands 2, which will be our new series, Co-op 3.
Co-op.
You like?
Or
Co-eds 3? Co-eds 3.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. So we'll have 1 game... In this case, Persona 5 that's long. We'll have 1 game where we're both playing. In this case, Borderlands 2. And then we're going to have Devil May Cry, which will end soon. And we'll figure out what game to replace that with.
We haven't even talked about what we would... I think we did.
We have the other Devil May Cries. But I feel like that's something we do every other one. Because they're not that long to do. But we don't want to do... Like, I don't want to do the same games all the time.
Yeah.
Because, YouTube's weird. Because it works in a way... because the Makoto video did so well, that's kind of why the Trash and Devil May Cry videos didn't do as well.
Yeah,
because it's like it's messing up the algorithm. So it's like you got people who are coming here for that, and that's not what you're doing. But at the same time, you can't just focus on 1 game every day, 365 days a year. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be a Persona channel. It's my favorite game, but I want to talk about other things too. So it's year 1, so it's going to be weird. We don't. The algorithm is just gonna one day be like, okay, we'll
give you what you want.
We'll give you traffic, and then we'll see if we can keep doing this or not. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, Persona 5 and Devil May Cry are going to be there for a minute, and then Borderlands 2 is going to be here soon.
It's on the horizon.
It's on the horizon. And then, eventually we'll play through the other Persona games, and probably the Yakuza series. Okay, so yeah, my goal is finish Devil May Cry before June. We really should. We should be able to finish it by then. So then Judgment will take Devil May Cry's spot. Mm-hmm. So that's the channel.
Man.
Anything you want? Any news on your end or any comments you want to make?
Oh no.
Any observations?
No, like I've been on here ever since like you should just put the drink.
Oh, LaCroix.
I've been here like on the channel since it first started, and like I've been here since day one, and I've enjoyed my time here. It's been really fun.
Oh yeah,
we've been spending a lot of time hanging out and stuff, and just playing games, which is kind of hard what you said because like we're getting older and we have like responsibility and stuff, but like it's been fun just to be down.
I mean, the main reason I did it was because I want you guys to see these games, and you don't always have time to play them on your own. And or really the desire to play it on your own. Mm-hmm. And so part of it was me kidnapping you guys. The other way is kind of sharing it. You know what I mean? All right. So before we go, there's a little. I'm putting this at the end because it's so not an algorithm topic or a topic for anyone but us. We've you don't like it when I bring up my hygiene habits on the channel.
No, you can talk about it. That's whatever.
So. I mean, it's weird because tomorrow I turn 22 at the time of recording.
Happy birthday!
So I feel very old and very young at the same time. I feel like I'm wasting my life, but at the same time, I feel like I have nothing but opportunities ahead of me. So it's a weird feeling. I'm probably gonna spend a day alone, not to garner sympathy or anything, but I'm happy about that. But I got in the shower today. Okay, question, Dante, do you turn the water on before you hop in or after you're in?
I turn it on when I'm outside.
I used to do that. But the thing is, I would get like the floor wet, because like our old shower curtain would act weird. Mm-hmm. It would like pry open and it'd get all over the floor, and I'd be pissed like, God damn it, the floor is wet. So now I have to, just to be safe, I do it after I did it. Today I made the mistake of not pushing the head down, so I turn it on, hit me right in the chest, and it was like really cold for a second, and really hot. I was like, oh shit! I had to push the head down and then rub my chest like Chris for a second. It was like that. It was just like that in combination with me turning 22 tomorrow made me feel really feel a kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
You really hit home.
Yeah,
I was really growing up.
Yeah, I was like, man, what is my life? But that's all I got for this podcast.
Just ended with bang. That's funny.
Yeah. How do you want to review the LaCroix, Dante?
Shit.
I'd give it a hard pass.
I would give it a fuck no. I'm pretty sure Jesse will drink it.
Next time we'll get some Sprite and we'll mix it together. See how that goes.
I'm just gonna drink the Sprite.
Oh, don't worry. I saw at Target we have what you guys
got over there?
We have Kool-Aid sparkling water.
Oh fuck it! Now you're talking.
So we're gonna try that on the show.
Now you're talking.
And probably hate it.
I mean, it's Kool-Aid. What could go wrong?
But it's that. It's equal parts what we just drank in Kool-Aid. That's the hazard.
The fuck?
I know. That's why I'm kind of intrigued but concerned.
I mean, like,
so the next time we do a podcast, I'll grab a.
I mean, I wouldn't even waste my fucking money on that.
Nah, I mean, I committed to the gimmick. Oh my god. This would be a weird episode if we just did it once.
Okay.
So I have been Ben.
I have been Dante.
And thank you all for joining Mama's Couch.
And it was an experience.
It was an experience. We'll see you guys in the next video, so subscribe for our Let's Plays and our occasional Quest Lab videos whenever those do up. And we'll probably see you guys in like a month when we do the podcast. Although as soon as I said that, I'll probably do one like in 2 weeks. You know? Taylor will have something he really wants to talk about.
Hey guys, know what we said about us being on them up and up?
We're back. Yeah.
Something literally just happened.
We magically reached 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah!
No, it's not going to happen. Not yet, anyway. So we will see you guys whenever that happens. Until then, we love you guys. This has been Mama's Couch.
Have fun on your mama's couch. Well, this is our couch.
To all your mothers.